Welcome to Wits versus Kaalvoet, both Northern Region teams playing against each other here in Cape Town. Kaalvoet starting on D, Wits on O. Kaalvoet immediately throwing a zone. Wits working it up nicely. That is one of the slowest stall counts I've heard in my life. About half the speed of gradient stall counts. Only a slight on gradient there. Turnover, Kaalvoet putting it into the end zone for the score. Kaalvoet 1, Wits 0. Spicy rolling pull out the sideline from Adam. Let me see if I can actually get the disc in frame for a change. Having popped home to get my tripod, but not home, not back here in time to set it up. Kaalvoet setting up a zone again. Let's see if Wits can break through this. And deep by Kaalvoet. Working up nicely, popping over for the score attempt, but not making connection. Wits have another chance. Nice slow throw. Wits forced to go quite far back. Popping over the zone again. That's working for Wits so far. Everyone up the line. Oh, great layout, D. But a foul is called. Just tapped in on the end zone. Violation called. Just checking if he was in or not, and he wasn't. If he was in and there was a foul called and it was retracted, then that would have been a score. Wits might try to go over the top here again. No. Opting for the safer play, the dump. Faking the hammer. Player is very free at the end of the end zone. It's been marked. Wits would want to keep that moving, but no, they come back into the same. Kaalvoet sticking with their zone. Nice movement from Wits. And they score! Delightful. Wits 1, Kaalvoet 1. Just coming in from Wits. Wits playing person mark. Lots of movement from Kaalvoet. The field is very compressed right now. And Wits use that to their advantage and get a D, smashing that just to the ground. Attempt for a quick restart, but that turns over. This will be a good contest. Ooh, players are all over each other. That's a foul called from the Wits player while lying on his back. Those are tricky calls with floaty disc and players coming in from all angles. Let's see how they resolve it. Countdown timer in the back is reminding the players that they need to resolve this. By countdown timer, I mean annoying car alarm, which is just finished, which means the players should resolve it by now. At this point, the Spirit captain should be coming in to help assist with the decision making. The foul is either accepted or contested. That's the call that needs to be made. So the Wits player is retracting his foul call, most likely from input from his sideline, so that's good sporting play by Wits there. Just tapped him. And immediately continued. And very quick score for Kaalvoet. Kaalvoet 2, Wits 1. My name is Roger Sena. I'm joined in the commentary box by Sandra Jordan, who is also here in her capacity as head coach of Inwagi, the South African under-20s team going to Worlds in July.
Thank you, Roger, for roping me in just because I happen to be walking past you.
That's how it works. You'll be paid in gratitude. That's excellent commentary from your commentary team, who missed everything that happened, but Kaalvoet scored to make it Kaalvoet 3, Wits 1.
So basically, if you're in the first
Yeah.
and you have to answer the questions, you just have to do them. Then you get marked per question. You just submit them and you get your percentage. And that's every week.
I'm hoping we can see the scoreboard from here, just so I can keep track with the score. Oh, there it is on the ground. Yes.
Very useful.
Yes, and he's holding it up. Oh, amazing. Oh, that makes me so happy. The score is 3-1 to Kaalvoet, who start this point on D.
With this most recent week, we have to content creation.
That's a fantastic developing program, having a very experienced coach in the form of Sia, and actually a pretty long-standing university program.
On Thursday.
Many of the players know that they're going to play Ultimate when they start at Wits.
Nice up the line play by Kaalvoet. Resetting. Accidental ankle tap. The weirdest throw I think I've ever seen from Adam. Some sort of forehand push pass scuba. And that ends up in the end zone. It's ugly, but it works. Kaalvoet 4, Wits 1. Timeout was taken by Kaalvoet in that point. As they start this point on D. Kaalvoet again with the zone. Wits crashing into the zone. Quick reset, but nowhere to go. Wits will want to crash. Wits are crashing backwards into the zone rather than facing downfield, which makes it difficult for a continuation. And trying to throw through a player there. An easy D by Kaalvoet with a sneaky round the tree throw. No look. Oh, how unlucky. Wits player getting both hands to that D, bumping it straight into the chest of a Kaalvoet player who grabs it and scores. Oh, at some point someone's going to say something snarky like catch your Ds, but that's just unlucky. I think that's Kaalvoet either 4 or 5, Wits 1. Bit of tactical talking on the line here from Wits before this point. Wits using the same clap acknowledgement as Wicked. That might be a Joburg thing. Which is about where that disc landed for this pool. Actually, no, that's unfair, but a brick is called. For Cape Townians, anywhere outside of Cape Town is Joburg. Most of us have never left Cape Town. Going for a bit of a Hail Mary huck there, and it somehow comes off for Wits' second point of the game. Kaalvoet 4, Wits 2. Disc coming in from the pool. Immediate huck, and somehow completes that. Not in. And an easy score. What a decision to huck that. And it comes off. Quick score by Kaalvoet. Take the score to 5, Wits 2. Disc is in. Wits stopping the roll. Kaalvoet with a zone again. After playing person D last point.
I can at least semi-understand what's going on from like up here. Yeah. We're trying to see them.
Nice D. Tracking that all the way. Disc is in. She resets. Adam looking for the corner and gets that. Another high-skilled score from Kaalvoet.
Does it matter where you start from?
Scoreboard says Kaalvoet 7, Wits 2.
Like if you start from we know that that's where we have to join.
Disc coming in and rolling out, and one of the Kaalvoet players mentioning to Adam that he could be better.
We try and tell him that regularly.
Okay, well, keep telling him. Kaalvoet player saying that Adam appreciates the feedback and will get on that as soon as he can. Wits centering the disc. Everyone jammed in that jam hole. And Wits working that up nicely with a lot of patience. Nice flow between the players. Kaalvoet 7, Wits 3. Wits numbering off as they start on D, and the player with the infinity sign puts it up. Caught on the full. Oh, excellent layout attempt there. I couldn't tell if he would have been in if he caught that or not. But great commitment nonetheless. Immediate huck. Unfortunately, Wits putting that just behind where their player was moving, and he had to attempt a one-handed grab. Couldn't hang on. Nice. Kaalvoet to keep moving this. Wits shutting down the easy downfield option. Another layout attempt there, almost into the crowd. Just out of his reach. Wits needing to start that with his foot on the sideline, so travel called. And some good-natured banter from his teammates, who remind him that infinity still needs to begin somewhere. Again, Wits falling at the last hurdle, going for the score, or close enough, and not able to get there. Play rapidly going back and forth across this field. Nice patient play, waiting for the right option, not just throwing the disc up into the end zone and hoping for the best, going for the certain score. Kaalvoet 8, Wits 3, and that is half time. The second half is about to begin. The pull coming in. And I'm not sure why he pulled that. So what has to happen is when the person pulling, they have to hold the disc up in the air, and the other team has to hold a hand up to acknowledge, yes, we're ready. And if the team doesn't do that, which Wits didn't, then it goes back because they weren't ready. Ultimate Frisbee tries to be quite a, a communicative sport. I think they're actually saying it's Wits' pull, because they switched that over at halftime. Disc coming in from Wits. That's going to sit up really nicely for a long time. Caught on the full. Oh, nearly dropped that, but held. Centering. Wits are playing a person mark, which means each of their players is marking one of the Kaalvoet players, who put an excellent put into the end zone, and neither player is able to get on the end of that, unfortunately. So I have some people on either side of me who are new to Ultimate, and I said I would add in some explanation on the video about how it works. So this is the 7v7 version in the Opens division, and Ultimate Frisbee has this idea that there's a women's only division, but Opens means that any gender can play. So we actually have some women playing on teams, and I believe Kaalvoet has a woman on their team in the Opens division. They can have, nice put, but no one's going to get near that. They can have, I'm not sure what the maximum number of players in a team is, only 7 on the field at once, but the entire sideline, who will try to be on either side of the field to talk to their players who are on the field. Nice put, but out of reach. The sideline can be at least another 7. I've played on teams with 27 players in total, which is a lot, and the amount of game time that everyone gets is less. So teams typically try to strike a balance between getting good game time, but also having enough reserves for injury. And these games are 100 minutes long. It is tough to play 300-minute long games in a day. Kaalvoet moving that up for the score to bring it to Kaalvoet 9, Wits 3. Rolling pull, that's, is that going to stay in? Oh my goodness. That is absolutely audacious and a near Callahan. Kaalvoet would be delighted with that pull. And if that was Adam, he is vindicated from his last pull. And an easy score for Kaalvoet. Kaalvoet sideline telling Adam that that was all you. Just coming in, is that going to stay in? I think the wind is going to take that out. The wind is going from left to right across the field. So as you can see, there's no referees, and that's not just a South African thing or this tournament thing. Ultimate Frisbee does not have referees at any level, including right the way up to international level. So while it is not yet an Olympic sport, there is a 4 versus 4 version that has been put forward to the Olympics, and we're hoping for that to be accepted. I believe the 2032 games, thereabouts. Even that won't be refereed. The closest we get is occasionally having game observers, usually at international level, who can be called on, if necessary, to make a ruling if the players disagree. But they don't get involved otherwise. Oh, unlucky. Cry of frustration there, as that disc keeps rolling. Adam with the pickup and putting that huck up quickly, but I'm not sure who that was to. If there is a foul, players will signal that with a hand signal, which is one outstretched arm and then the other arm crossing over it. All the other players will stop in place while the players concerned resolve that call. They can either accept the foul call or contest it, and there's hand signals for both so everyone else can see what's going on. If it's contested, typically the disc will go back to the person who threw it. If it's accepted, typically it will stay with wherever the disc went. There are exceptions. I think Wits is unfortunately dropping the disc in their end zone. If the call isn't resolved between the players in about 10 seconds or so, each team has a spirit captain who will come over and help resolve the call. Kaalvoet putting into the zone for a score, end zone, and I think that makes it Kaalvoet 10, Wits 3. Okay, nice.
Oh, he loves life. Oh.
Being reminded of the WBC tournament last year in Portugal, and Kaalvoet have 2 of their players who are on that team, if my count is right. That's Adam and Richard. Ooh, is that going to go over everybody's heads, unfortunately? Wits are playing a horizontal stack, which means they have 3 handlers back and 4 players downfield. Sorry, Kaalvoet are playing that. Wits are person marking them. Kaalvoet moving it wider. Going to look up the line, but Wits shutting down that option. And an unforced error where Wits will now pick up on the turnover and score for their 4th point, I believe, as I lose track of the score once again. I think the score is Kaalvoet 10, Wits 4. When I get track of the scoreboard, I will update. Last year, Mixed Nationals was in Vereniging, and that was super windy. Much windier than today. But I was just saying, off camera, the Gauteng players typically don't play in too much wind, so this wind probably benefits teams like the Cape Town teams who play in this more. Kaalvoet working the disc quickly. Oh! And also an unforced throwing error there. Wits pick up quickly. Around. Left-handed backhand. Players calling for the disc, but that throw is not on, and the handler correctly did not listen. Is that in? It is in! And that's 5 points to Wits. 10 to Kaalvoet. Is the momentum swinging towards Wits? Disc in from Wits. I'm being asked where I'm from. I'm actually from Joburg, and pretended to be Cape Townian earlier and pretended that I'd never left Cape Town. That is not true. Spent most of my life in Joburg. I grew up in Linden, which is now quite trendy. It wasn't then. It became trendy after I left. Kaalvoet picking up the disc very deep into Wits territory. Didn't realize it had come out that close. Up the line cut. And excellent work by Wits to get there first. And over the top scuba, which is an upside down throw, and Wits having that knocked out of his hand due to contact by Kaalvoet, so he called a foul. Kaalvoet uncontested that, which means he accepted that foul, and so even though the disc was dropped, it stays with the Wits player, and that's good sportsmanship. Ultimate Frisbee is a no-contact sport. Contact does happen, but the players are meant to do everything they can to avoid contact. One of the foul calls is dangerous play, which is to say that a player has dangerously moved into someone else's space, or might have made contact with him, or did make contact with him. But there haven't been any of those calls this game. I've only seen one this tournament so far. Oh, and up the line put by Wits, and plucked off the top of the grass for the score. That is a break score by Wits, who started that point on defense. The Wits comeback continues. I'm just noticing for the first time the blue bandanas that Kaalvoet are wearing. Someone can leave in the comments why that is. That'd be great. Adam is not wearing it around his head, but his waist. I have questions. Just coming in. Immediate deep put by Kaalvoet. And somehow one of the players gets on the end of that and moves it up for the score. Very cheeky, very risky, and it somehow works. I now have the accurate score, which is Kaalvoet 12, Wits 6. Oh, that's sitting for days. That's cool. Immediately making hard for Wits. Almost to Callahan there. Low throw, continuing. Wits living dangerously, but it's working for them. Nice communication. Wits dumping it backwards. Kaalvoet forcing Wits back again. Big round throw. Oh, and trying to go straight up the middle. That was not well advised. Kaalvoet going to move this up quickly. They have a big overlap of players. Kaalvoet just need to keep nice and calm here, which they do for the score. Kaalvoet 12 at 6. Thank you. Kaalvoet 13 at 6. Adam with a pull. Let's see if he can keep this one in. It could be magical, it could be not. Come on, Adam. We hope for the best. To skin. Knocked on by Wits for the turnover. Kaalvoet will want to finish this on their first attempt, but an immediate turnover. Back to Wits. Oh, sneaky throw right through the zone. And that brilliance not matched with the next throw. Immediate turnover. Kaalvoet of players deep. Can they finish this off now? Oh, unlucky. Wits moving it. And Kaalvoet forcing turnover, quick movement, and that is the game. Kaalvoet 15, Wits 6.